second Women's T20 International. Well, we are looking forward to what should be an epic contest indeed between India and South Africa. South Africa do need to bounce back. Let's go out to the middle. I caught up with the two captains a little bit early on for the toss. Welcome to the toss. Out here in the middle, I've got Dane Finiko on my left, Haman Kawa, as well as Gerrie Pienaar, the match referee. Dane, you've got the toss. I'm going to let Pierre de Bruin with me now. Pierre, toss, think it's a good decision for India to bowl first?
Well, I think they just like to chase. They like to put runs on the scoreboard, and they would like to put South Africa under pressure again. So I'm not surprised with the toss at all.
Speaking of pressure for South Africa, they do need to bounce back. They've done that several times in terms of the series, but it hasn't gone according to plan for them.
Yeah, they'll take a lot out of the last game.
Okay.
You know, there were areas.
Okay, and well, Dumisa Makalim was out in the middle. He's a local boy. Let's go find out what the pitch conditions are like.
It's London. Two factors which are going to affect the game today. First of all, there's a weather which is blowing across the... Go down and have a look.
Welcome to the coast. We're in Buffalo Park in East London for what should be a cracking contest. It's the second Women's T20 International between South Africa and India, and we are set for a real treat, and we're looking forward to what should be a really pulsating game between these two sides. I caught up with the two captains and the match referee a little bit early on. Let's go to the middle for the toss. Welcome to the toss. Out here in the middle, I've got Dane Finiko on my left, Haman Kawa, as well as Gerrie Pienaar, the match referee. Dane, you've got the toss. I'm going to let you toss. What's the call?
Call is heads.
Call is heads. What is it, Gerrie?
And ahead it is.
Ahead it is. So India win the toss. Hamanpreet, happy with that? What are you going to do?
We're going to have ball first.
Reason for that?
I think in the last game we chased really comfortably. That is the only reason. We want them to set a total again for us.
You've done quite well in your tour of South Africa. Looking to build on that?
Yes, of course. Now momentum is our side, and we just want to continue that. Don't want to break at any stage.
Good luck today.
Thank you.
Dane, quick chat before you. What would you have done if you had won the toss?
I'm not sure what they're doing, but I would have had a bowl. So we don't really know what's a good score on this wicket. So yeah, like I said, I don't know what we're doing at the moment.
They are bowling, so you're going to be batting. So I mean, in terms of your team, what's the makeup of the team today?
We've got the same 11. I think we went really well. Potch was a belt of a wicket. You know, we couldn't stop the flow of runs. I think today we can rectify that. Not really sure what's a good score, so myself and Lizelle will just you know, see what we, you know, at the first six what's happening with the wicket, and then, you know, it's business as usual.
Sure, you're looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, definitely. T20 is such a short game, but it's so much fun, and you can express yourself. It's the one format of the game where you can really have fun, and that's what we want to do. We want to turn it around today, and hopefully we can.
Good luck, have fun and enjoy.
Thank you so much.
Well, the news out to the middle is that India have won the toss and they're going to bowl first. Well, interesting decision there from India to win the toss and bowl first. Pierre de Bruin joins me now. Pierre, I mean, what are your thoughts with regards to that specific decision?
Well, look, I'm not surprised. I think the fact that they want runs on the board again, they know that they can put South Africa under pressure. I don't think that wicket's going to change a lot. So they really want to get stuck in, get runs on the board, and then bowl well again with all their spinners and what they've got.
Hasn't gone according to plan for South Africa throughout this specific series as a whole. One-day cricket as well as T20 cricket. What have your thoughts been on the South African team from what you've seen?
They didn't start the ODIs very well, the series, but they finished it very well. And I thought they were going to take a lot of momentum into the T20 campaign. But Tuesday was a tough day for them. They showed glimpses of really good signs, but then they didn't hold on to momentum. And I think they will need to bounce back today.
You speak of momentum there. I mean, how important will that be for an Indian team to make sure they keep suppressing any South African pressure?
Well, they started the ODI series like that, and they started the T20 series like that. Now, they have got the momentum. They've a very confident side. They've got very good plans in place, and they want to stamp their authority again today. But as I said, South Africa has showed a lot of signs on Tuesday that they can compete today.
Well, it should be an interesting battle indeed. We do have a local boy who is amongst our commentary team, and that's Dumisa Makalima. He's out in the middle for the pitch report.
Welcome to East London. Two factors which are going to affect the game today. First of all, there's the weather which is blowing across the field, the strong wind, and the pitch surface. Let's first go down and have a look how this pitch will play. There's a bit of grass coverage here, which means that the pitch will take a bit of turn, and also knowing that it is a good surface in East London, ideally captains who win the toss here would like to bat first. But they also bear in mind that later on in the afternoon, it does take a bit of turn with the bit of dew which will come in with the weather. So I will not be surprised today if the captain that wins the toss will choose to bowl first.
I don't know if you had a close look at that pitch, but I mean, what were your thoughts if you did?
It's a good Buffalo Park wicket. You know, you can't get better than that. If anything, will it be low and slow? I don't think so. I think that new ball will be crucial. The power play will be crucial in how you're going to approach that while that ball is nice and hard. So for me, it looks a good wicket.
We've seen a common pattern with the South African team in terms of at times they just don't get enough runs on the board. That's going to be crucial, and especially a good start.
One thing for me is the key moments, and for them to identify those key moments with momentum. And they had on Tuesday in 1 over they got 2 wickets, and they had all the momentum on their side. But then they lost it the next over, where they conceded 14 runs in that over. So for me, it's about really holding on to and holding tight on to those momentum changes. You know, Chloe Tryon, you know, her cameo that she played at the back end for me was something very positive to see.
Lots of experience in the South African team, so they will have the know-how to bounce back from a deficit or from a defeat in the opening game. The likes of Mignon du Preez, Adonai Faniko, always looking to lead from the front and play with the heart on the sleeves, and that's crucial.
Yeah, you don't expect anything less from them, and they really put some high standards on their performances. And Mignon and Danae, they also played well, but if anything, they probably one of them wanted to bat through.
You were there in Potchefstroom for that first opening T20 international. I mean, South Africa, what things can they take out from that opening game in terms of their performances with the bat, because they are batting first?
I think there were a lot of positives with the bat. They started well. They constructed a good innings between them, a couple of partnerships. But I felt like in the middle they lost a little bit of momentum with their rotation, and especially a couple of boundary options. But at the back end, the way that Chloe Tryon played, for me, you've got to get it in earlier. You know, she's got to, one of those batters has got to be ready in the 12th over to have more time to go and be dominant.
I look at that Indian batting lineup also at the top, Vitali Raj as well as Vandana. They've also shown that when you get off to good starts, it kind of relieves the pressure on the guys coming in, because then it allows them to play with a little bit more freedom. Yeah,
and Raj played exactly that innings, you know, at the top, really batted through, anchored the whole innings, and the rest played around. And I think that's exactly what South Africa would have spoken about, is that we need someone like that. And the way they played the ball square of the wicket, I must say that South Africa would need to be better with a ball. At this time, they bowled short and wide. They were punished square of the wicket, so they need to bounce back.
Well, it should be an interesting battle indeed, and South Africa will be looking to bounce back, as Pierre did say. The two teams have now lined up. Let's join them for the national anthems.
And on behalf of Cricket South Africa, we welcome you to Buffalo Park for the second Women's T20 international match between South Africa and India. We'd like to welcome you and ask you to stand as we sing the national anthems.
yizwa imithandazo yethu Nkosi sikelela thina nosapho lwayo murena buluka setshaba sa Yesu ufedise tintwale matswenye usibuluke sitshaba sa Yesu sitshaba sa South Africa Heidi blauw van onze hemel uit die diepte van ons ziel voor ons eeuwige gebergtes waar die krause antwoord gee sounds the call to come together and united we shall stand let us live and strive for freedom in South Africa our
Let the games begin, and we'd like to welcome everyone. Welcome. Let the games begin.
Good day and welcome here to East London. A beautiful day here for the second T20 ODI between the South African ladies side and India. Light sea breeze blowing and perfect conditions for what would be an exciting encounter here today.
Morning, afternoon, Kriya. I'm looking forward to a good game. India, they had the upper hand in the one-day competition, 50 over matches. They also started really good in this 20 T20. They've won the first one in Poch, and they've also won the toss here, elected to field first. South Africa, they would like to make means. They'd love to get into India, keep this series alive. Umpires, they out there already. Sipele Gasa, he's standing on the one end. Big day for him as well. And also Stefan Harris.
Opening batsman for South Africa, of course, South African captain Dane van Niekerk and Lizelle Lee.
As we see the South African ladies batters walking to the crease. Of course, skipper Dane van Niekerk, she played beautifully during the ODI series. Be really keen to stamp her authority on this game. Her opening partner is Lee, also a good clean striker of a cricket ball.
Yeah, we saw Dane van Niekerk getting into some form the last 50 over games. She got some runs there. For me, Lizelle Lee, she's a crucial part of this batting partnership. She's aggressive. Look at her stats. She'd like to up the strike rate. She said she want to have a look in the first 6. I think she needs to take hold and be a little bit more aggressive. And there's the South African aggressor, Lizelle Lee. She's been very good for South Africa at the top. They would like her to have a very good strike. You can see her strike rate much higher. But for me, she's key to this batting lineup.
Absolutely, Johan. Both of them are very dynamic cricketers, both clean strikers of the ball. Very, very interesting to see the tactics of the South African side in these first 6 overs. Pooja Vastrakar. She's had a very good one-day series against Africa, only 18 years of age. But she's played with a lot of maturity beyond her years. And she's been trusted with a new ball here and to bowl this first ball of this second World T20 International.
Let's play. Dead ball.
Easy start, false start. You normally see that in East London when there's a lot of wind blowing. I must say, one of the nicest days we've seen here. No wind to speak of, light breeze. So the bowlers will be happy.
Absolutely. Not the easiest place to bowl into the breeze, Johan, you would know. So let's see if she lets one go this one.
No ball.
Oh, and a no ball to start off with. As the umpire raises his hand horizontally. We all know what that means. It's a free hit.
Yeah, interesting. There was obviously something wrong with Vastrakar's run-up. She aborted the first delivery, and the second one overstepped. It's a nice way for South Africa. Can they take advantage? This is such a momentum call. Can you take advantage from this first free hit of the game?
Swings hard. Let's go straight up. No timing on it. It's a fielder just collects it. Of course, to all our viewers, you can't get out of a free hit. You can get run out, but all the other modes of dismissals don't apply to a free hit.
Sally, she'll be disappointed here. Just swung away a little bit at the end. She thought she's in it, but just got out of her reach. She got the length to get under it.
Umpire tempted to raise his arms once again for a wide ball, but just inside that white line. Can just see a little bit of swing here early afternoon.
Vastakar, we expect maybe a little bit of swing from with the sea breeze coming in. There's a little bit of drift. We saw that with the free hit as well. Interesting. Just need to adjust the lines a little bit.
Beautiful shape. Very, very good swing here from Vastrakar. After the slightly slow start, she's hit her straps immediately.
Yeah, something that we haven't seen, and we haven't seen with the white ball in a while. But sometimes everything comes together, conditions is right. So we might expect a little bit more today.
More swing. She drives square this time. Danae van Niekerk, and a lightning quick outfield. The ball goes for 4.
Yeah, that can sometimes happen. The way swinger can get you a bit of room. Exactly what we saw. Danae van Niekerk gladly accepts the invitation. The key part for me there, she stayed in the shot and found the gap. You can see advancing down the track a little bit, maybe to neglect that swing a little bit. South Africa, that's their first boundary.
This time she waits nice and late, runs it down to third man just to get off strike. A very good start here by the South African batsman. So important to generate that strike rate nice and early on in your innings. Also a bit of communication between the two bats ladies, and just discussing that there's a little bit of swing away here for Vastrakar. She ends the over with a dot ball. South Africa 7 without loss after the first over.
And our first over, 7 runs.
Yeah, this for me looks like as good as wicket that you can get at East London. It might get a little bit slower, but it's a shortened game. It's only 40 overs, so expect just a nice even bounce. It's never quick yet in East London, but you'll get even bounce, and if you can get in and you can find the pace of the wicket, you can score heavily.
Absolutely. It looks like a beautiful surface. Almost a surface where you want to say that during this nice first period where the ball's hard, you want to score. As we look to the two teams, no changes, of course, for South Africa. They've gone in with the same 11. Also a couple of very, very important names there for the Indian side. Our new bowler into the attack. is Pandey, Shikha Pandey. She's one of the more slightly experienced members of this Indian side. Also a very handy performer during the ODI series. Probably lacks a little bit more in pace compared to Vastrakar, but she's a very accurate bowler. So if you just have a look at her field, by the looks of things, she wants to bowl a straightish line, doesn't want to give the South African batsman too much width or room to play with all the offside fielders in the ring.
Really good delivery, play and a miss. Yeah, I think the field as well, hander is normally someone that brings the ball back into the right-hander. So all her protection, she's got fine leg on the boundary and then a deep mid-wicket. That's the protection she feels she needs. She started off really well.
Advances down, pushes it to mid-off. Not quite enough power on it to beat the fielder, but good intent being shown here by Dane van Niekerk as she picks up another one.
We always felt East London, Buffalo Park, it takes it 2 or 3 overs to get used to the pace of the wicket because it is slower. They played it up in the high felt, they played in Potchefstroom. The wicket came onto the bat a little bit, so expect them to just have a good look. Zali, she's normally aggressive. She'll look to go over the top. So she's only faced 1 delivery, so she's faced 3 deliveries. She'll have a good look. When she feels she's got the pace of the wicket, she'll start, and as we see, there's a field change to the 2 different. There's a third man going out, and there's also a long off going out. So maybe 2 different plans, and also the keeper coming up. So definitely 2 different plans for the 2 different batsmen.
Yes, we've seen throughout the series how the Indian team, they've been very good with their tactical planning, especially to individual batsmen. They feel like the best area to bowl here to Lee is probably wider, a wider line. The keepers come up, they want to prevent her from using her feet to a slightly slower bowler. So tactically the execution is going to be important. This time she strays to a slightly straight line. She just tucks this one off her hip to pick up another 2 runs to deep square leg.
Oh, interesting tactics that they've got to Lee. From what we've seen, wicket quite slow, so you want your lines as a bowler to be straighter, maybe off stump, full stump, and ask them to play across the line. Again, we see the field change. Keeper stays up, and mid-off coming in and finally going back. So maybe they also get the feeling they should be very confident on these type of wickets. It's similar to a wicket back home in India. Slowish, it'll be true, but slow.
Yes, very much so, and you can see how they've adapted quickly. Takes us to the end of the 2nd over. South Africa 10 without loss. As we see the batting lineup of the South African side, 2 dynamic players at the top of the order. Also the skipper who played a crucial knock to take her team home in at one of the ODIs. Brought in players like Sunay Lees, Mignon de Priya to come in as well. They'd be looking to take some real initiative with a good score on the board early on. So we see just a bit of a breeze. Vastrakar, that would suit that away swing of hers, as that breeze just blows over the scoreboard here, just to help her get a little bit more extra swing here nice and early on.
I just want to tell you, that is called no wind in East London. They don't know a breeze here, it's normally windy, but what a beautiful day for cricket.
Throws her hands this time. Very good placement. They've taken the slip out, they've realized that this is going to be a slightly slower wicket. They've put in a 2nd point. Very good how they've adjusted their tactics here.
Yeah, I like this field. She's a waist swing bowler, and sometimes the waist swing bowler can give you a little bit of room. They've put protection out. I don't think it'll go to slip on the slow wicket, so really good field.
Beautiful take by the wicketkeeper. Harmanpreet, she's shown a lot of skill with glove work during this series. Very sharp take.
Again, we see a little bit of way movement, and I feel there, Fanika just done by the lack of pace. So maybe the wicket's a little bit slower than we thought, and scoring not as heavily. So get in, get yourself in. It will give your team the best chance.
This time she hacks across the line. Brilliant fielding at mid-on.
Fanika showing a little bit of intent, but again it shows the slowness of the wicket. Jamar, great fielding from her. It's way across the line, could have been wide. But the Indians, we've seen them in the one-day series and in this T20s, they have been superb in the field.
Once again, slightly short and wide, a bottom edge onto it. And this one will run away from the second boundary of the South African innings.
Vastakar, she'll be disappointed. She's bowled a couple of wide deliveries. This one also wide. Not well as intended, but she'll take 4 nonetheless. Bottom edge. But again, it's worth. She's giving her room. So for me, her lines need to be straightened. Maybe come a little bit wider of the crease. Just creates a tad of angle. So she doesn't give that room.
And another 4 here. This time Bilaz Ali, beautiful shot over point. Lovely skill being shown.
Again, this is what we've seen through the over. Vastakar, she'll be a little bit disappointed. She's just giving a little bit of room. Lazali this time. This time she takes full advantage of it.
Defends this one to the point, slightly more in front of square, which ends the over. South Africa 19 without loss after 3. Very hot day, humidity pretty high. No rain forecast, which is exciting news. We'll get a full game in here today. Great shot, great initiative shown here. Dane van Niekerk lofts this one over mid-on. Real shot of intent here in the 4th over.
Dane van Niekerk, as we expected, feels he might get the pace of the wicket. She gets the full length. Really, really well hit. Straight over mid-on. Couple of bounces for 4. She's feeling, we've had a good over the previous over. She's feeling maybe now's the time. Only 2 fielders allowed outside the circle. That's a real clean hit. And as a result, we see a change in field. Long on goes out, third man comes up.
This time just slightly outside the off stump. Bowler just adjusting her line after that straight long on drive from Danae van Niekerk. See a lot of cat and mouse games going on between the batsman, bowler and captain here. Nudges off her hips, picks up another single just to keep that scoreboard ticking.
I like this field a little bit more. The reasons for that is the wicket's really slow. So there's no pace to work with, to work it down to third man. So third man for me, very good. We see another change in field again. Cover goes out to the boundary and long off, which means she wants to be outside the off stump. No protection on the leg side. Interesting to see what Lizelle Lee will do. Will she walk across? Try and flick it to the leg side.
Change of pace this time by Pandey. She senses that Lee is going to look to attack a little bit more. Very important to try and attack these last 3 overs within the power play as much as you can before the Indian spin bowlers come on. Wide ball, brilliant take by Harmanpreet. She did really well to stop that wide delivery.
Pandya, she's very lucky here. She's got a massive offside, all the protection on the offside. So she do not want to be straight. This will leg side. Any bats on that can run away for a boundary.
This time she goes straight. Clean strike here by Lee. And a very much needed boundary here in the 4th over.
Lizelle Lee opening up the shoulders. This is again taking some pace off Pandey. This time she gets the length. She's a strong striker of this ball. A couple of bounces straight. Always the best place to hit. Straight over the bowler's head.
This one up in the air. Fielder under it. A great catch by the Indian fielder at long off.
India, they get there first. They're highly delighted. They know Lizelle Lee is dangerous. It's a danger player in this lineup. Wants to go over mid-on again, but just slides off the bat. It's a good running catch. Lizelle Lee, she'll be disappointed. She has been disappointed in this series. She has gotten herself out in this fashion, just as she looked good.
As we look at Sunay Lees walking to the crease here, she's going to replace Lizelle Lee after that dismissal. Played 40 matches already in a relatively young career.
There we see Lizelle Lee. She tried to go over mid-on, just sort of cuts across it, but a really good running catch. And India elated. That's the first and the big wicket of Lizelle Lee.
Change of commentary. Pierre de Bruin and Dumisa Makalima.
Just clipped off her legs to get off the mark. No deep square leg. They're going to look for 3. It's only going to be 2. So good start for Sunay Lees. bit straight, especially to this field. If anything, you want to attack that fourth stump line because there are 2 points in place. A sweeper on the offside. No real protection on the leg side. Full and straight. Decent start for South Africa. Only lost the wicket, the dangerous Lee gone. But they have got some sort of a foundation to work from right now. That's the line. There's no slip in place, but you know, there are 2 points.
Just couldn't get back on that one. Good start by South Africa. Going at 6.9 to the over. Just losing that wicket. Lizelle, the previous over, just couldn't get the elevation and the distance that she wanted.
This time nicely played, dear. Through the covers. Barsinelis.
Must say, looks a magnificent pitch and outfield. Looks very quick, the outfield. Getting value for his strokes. The pitch seems to be coming onto the bat. So they'd want to maximize with these conditions, the Protea women.
Yeah, Demisa, you did the pitch report, and I agree with you. Oh, this is high. This should be a no ball. Oh, it's not called. Perhaps the umpire says that she advanced. But in my opinion, that looked quite high.
She's not happy at all, and rightfully so. It did look awfully high. Although she advanced, it just seems like it was well above the waist high. Although she was at least a meter down the line, that just looked very high.
This is hit hard. They're going for the run, and they're getting it. Going back to that previous delivery, yeah, I'm afraid to say. Fastraka got away with a big no ball, yeah. As you said, even though she advanced down the wicket, that was still very high.
Yeah, that just looks well above the waist high to me. And I'm not sure how this colleague umpire didn't have a good look at that. And Faniker being the captain out there, getting the backhand of that decision, she's not happy at all.
Yeah, she doesn't look happy at all. I wouldn't be happy, because that's a momentum changer. Free hit next ball, you hit it for a boundary and pressure back on India. So for me, there was a key moment that didn't go South Africa's way.
Absolutely. Have introduced a spinner into the bowling attack, the Indians.
Yes, it's Anuja Patil. She's got fantastic control. She's been asked to bowl this last over in the power play, which means that she needs that control. Deep mid wicket and long on the boundary. First ball single straight to long on.
She's going to be very important to this batting lineup. Dane Faniker, being the captain of the South African side. The person who's in at the moment, she sits on 14. Want to maximize, don't want to give anything away, especially in this last over of the power play.
Little chance there of catch it, well over the bowler's head. Yeah, it is important for Faniker to play that senior role. She played it on Tuesday, but got herself out. She looked really good. This time, just smeared away to long on. India will be very happy with her over so far.
Yeah, one thing they're doing well, that whenever they're not getting boundaries, they are still getting the strike rotated, which is good.
Flatter, nicely played by Lees. Such good discipline by Patil to control that line, because there's no protection on the offside. This is a big last ball for Patil. Flat again, cut, but straight to the fielder. There was a chance missed by Van Niekerk. It's end of the power play. And as South Africa 39 for 1. Yeah, so South Africa will say that they've only lost that 1 wicket in this power play.
Yeah, they started off well, South Africa, putting the bad balls away. Full on that occasion, nicely leaning into that, and then they just continued with their fortune going in their way. Make sure the momentum kept on going, lofted shots over the offside, expressing the variety of strokes that they have, the South Africans. They'll want to carry on with this momentum, and just losing that wicket on that occasion.
Yeah, they managed those 5 boundaries in the power play. They'll be very happy with that. Good single. Good calling by Van Niekerk.
Yeah, they do sit in a very comfortable position here, the Protea women. 39 runs in that first 6 overs. They'll be happy with that. Just losing 1 wicket, not too much damage done. I think the most important thing now is to keep the wickets in hand, and hopefully they can build a base to build from towards the back end of the innings.
Is straight to the fielder. Oh, what a catch! What a catch! That is by the captain, Kaur. Wow, that is a catch that just changed the game and the innings for South Africa straight after the power play.
It's a fantastic catch. She got a very hard hit. Just didn't get the elevation that she wanted, Dane van Niekerk. A fantastic catch there by the captain at mid-off. And she's not happy. She knows that she should have at least 1 or 2 meters higher. She could have gotten away with the boundary there. But nonetheless, Dane van Niekerk goes for 15. South Africa 14 for no wicket.
Next batsman, Mignon de Pree. 28 years old, lots of experience, and we know that she's one of those players that will take these type of situations and control it with all of her experience. And I was about to say to Misa that South Africa has got to also look to accelerate at some stage just to keep scoring, keep the scoreboard ticking, and there goes a wicket by a brilliant catch, Captain Kaur. Full, helped along, should be 4, and easy boundary straight after that wicket. Sloppy delivery by Verstracker.
That's an ideal way to get off the mark. Waist high, full toss down the leg side. Just needs to get a bit of bat onto it, and it will race away on this beautiful outfield here at Buffalo Park.
Now, after that delivery, deep square leg goes out. We're still very attacking, although we're out of